So after hitting a 3 on Draymond, he pointed at him for a couple seconds. Poole was feeling himself, and after Curry hit a 3 to end the first half, Draymond pointed back at him.
No, you don't do that. No. That's not the rules of shit talking. I score on you and I talk shit to you. That's how it go. Your teammate scores on me. You can't talk. He can say something to me, but you can't say shit to me. That's not how shit talking works. No. We're not doing that. No. Pants time to shine. What was really said in Draymond Green and Jordan Poole's beef? Yeah, we about to see what was really said because we never really found out what was said. We just heard Draymond Green kind of saying, y'all don't really know what happened. Kind of doubling back on his apology, giving an apology, then doubling back saying, can we forget it? Yada, yada, yada. Cool. Let's get straight to the video.
On October of 2022, Jordan Poole and Draymond Green got into an intense fight in practice. TMZ leaked the video just a day later, and you could see Draymond actually punching Poole in the face.
I wouldn't call this a fight. This is more of somebody hit him.
Behind this. These two clashed many times before, and the tension was building for a while. They had many arguments, and it was bound to happen. Therefore, what did they actually say to each other? We're going to break it all down in this video, including the before and aftermath. Let's get into it. To give some context, the Warriors had just won their 4th NBA title during the Curry era. Poole played a huge role, averaging 17 points, 3 rebounds, and 4 assists per game throughout the playoffs. He also contributed in the finals, hitting timely shots off the bench. On the other hand, Draymond Green also had a solid playoff run, but struggled immensely in the finals. Not only did his numbers drop to 6 points, 8 rebounds, and 6 assists per game, but he also shot 33% from the field and 13% from 3. Still, he impacted the game in other ways and mentored the younger guys. That's when his relationship with Poole comes to mind. Prior to this incident in practice, these two were actually really close. Poole had his locker next to Draymond, rode the same buses, and had really respected each other's game. In fact, after the Warriors received their 4th title, Draymond embraced Poole and looked really happy for him. Shortly after, Poole went live on Instagram and even said this.
See y'all next year back at the Warriors invitation. Come on, man. All how we do. Him. Straight like that. Give it to me. Hey, man, you that dog. You that dog.
That's how shit. Hey, bro, certain shit happens how it happens. You know, like I said, we gonna really find out what led to go from this to firing on him.
However, despite all of this, these two also had their rough moments.
Right.
Draymond was hard on Poole and called him out when he was needed. On November 10th, 2021, Poole was having a rough night offensively. He was playing a lot of iso ball and Draymond wasn't happy. He ran the point during the next possession looking for Curry. However, he turned the ball over. Poole was pissed that he didn't make this pass and slowly got back on defense. Draymond had to get his man and Poole's body language didn't help. After a timeout was called, this happened.
That's Draymond.
This right here became a major headline as Draymond really wanted to fight. There was some tension brewing with their next interaction coming on March 10th, 2022. Poole was standing in the corner with Jokic guarding him. Draymond, who was inactive, told Poole, "Go get it. Go get it." Draymond wanted Poole to blow past Jokic, but he still shot the 3 and made it. That led to Draymond saying, "That's bullshit." He thought Poole...
I respect that because he kept the same energy. Because if Jokic is guarding Jordan Poole, jump. Unless if there's crazy help, Jordan Poole, you shouldn't be shooting no jumper, no step back 3 at that. But I respect how Draymond kept the same. Because, you know, it's what I don't like. Don't be the front runner coach or hype man who, if you make it, it's cool, but if I miss it, it's bad. Nah, I don't give a. I'm gonna keep the same energy with you making it, then you missing it. I'm not going to accept something in a win that I wouldn't accept in a loss. You can only respect that. I respect that.
Attacked him and basically didn't like the make. Unfortunately, by October of 2022, things had reached a breaking point. During that offseason, the Warriors had some important decisions to make. Jordan Poole was eligible for a rookie contract extension that had to be signed by mid-October, otherwise he will become a restricted free agent in 2023. Meanwhile, Draymond had a player option worth about $27.6 million. He could either exercise that option or decline it to become an unrestricted free agent the next year. Mind you, the Warriors had just extended Andrew Wiggins as well, so the team's salary cap was tight. Bob Myers had to prioritize one or the other, which is when things started to take a turn. All signs pointed to the Warriors extending Poole, which seemed to affect his attitude. According to TMC, Poole was carrying himself differently in a cocky manner. This was creating friction between him and some of his teammates.
I can see that, like even watching, because I was actually tuning into their games. I could definitely see that. I did a video saying maybe I ain't gonna say Draymond was right, but they're probably how Poole played with so much confidence on offense that I wouldn't be surprised if he was walking around like, I was that. I won us a game in the finals. You know what I'm saying? I averaged 17 in the playoffs. You know what I mean? Like I averaged 18 on the year. I really should have won Most Improved Player the following year. They gave it to John Morant. You know what I'm saying? Like he was walking around, doing shoulder shrugging a little bit. So, after doing all that, you're gonna start feeling yourself a little bit.
Including Draymond. On top of that, Klay had just won a three-point contest and said this:
"Great shooting. It was nice to humble Jordan Poole.
At the time, this might have seemed playful, but in hindsight, it was some serious foreshadowing. It was clear that Poole was feeling himself, setting the stage for training camp. Gilbert Arenas gave us some inside scoop from a Warriors player, and here's what happened. The Warriors had just concluded a road trip in Japan, and Draymond started talking to Poole. He called him out for not beating the first unit in practice and that he needed to earn his contract. Poole didn't say much back until Steve Kerr pulled him aside.
This super short shit though, bro. It's so weird to me.
And said, "Stand up for yourself. Be a man." Poole listened and went crazy in a scrimmage. He started talking back to Draymond, but Steph Curry finished the game with a 3. This was right after a Draymond miss, so Poole said, "You're an expensive backpack for 30. Draymond didn't say much back.
I remember that.
The next practice, he was on a roll offensively and had to let Poole know. He called him a bitch several times, and Poole reportedly said, "You know what it is, Draymond." This part was reported by TMC, who actually got the original footage. Then Poole shoved him and Draymond threw a punch. Various teammates came to separate the two, and that's where the team
now look.
And
Draymond, look.
TMC, who actually got the original footage. Then Poole shoved him.
So Draymond's walking up extremely close to him. At that point, it's a fight. You're not supposed to be walking up on me. But also, Poole, we can't expect every last person, because even me, I'm not going to act like I've always been like that. I ain't even going to say that, but you shouldn't be coming to somebody's personal space. So he's like, bro, watch out.
And Draymond threw up.
And then Draymond throws a punch at him.
Various teammates came to separate the two, and that's where the TNC video cuts off. He continued participating in the Warriors scrimmage and was seen shooting after practice concluded. Draymond was asked about the incident just a day later.
I was wrong for my actions that took place on Wednesday, and for that, I have apologized to my team. I have apologized to Jordan. The embarrassment that Jordan has to deal with, and that this team has to deal with, this organization has to deal with, but also Jordan's family. His family saw that video. His mother, his father saw that video.
Yeah.
So for that, I apologize to his mother.
We would have had to fight, Draymond. I've always said you seem like one of the coolest dudes to kick you with on a road trip or something. We would have had to resolve this issue. You're not just gonna hit me hell no.
Now, a lot of people think that Draymond's apology wasn't as sincere because if the video hadn't been leaked, nothing would have been said.
That's true.
I'm gonna leave that topic of discussion for you guys in the comments. Now, here's what Poole had to say.
All right, yeah, so I'll start in regards to the Draymond situation. He apologized and professional. We plan on handling ourselves that way. We're here to play basketball, and everybody.
I wouldn't have said shit. Fuck all y'all asking me that question. I wouldn't have answered nothing about that.
Everybody in the locker room and on our team knows what it takes to win a championship, and we're gonna do that on the court. And I mean, that's really all I have to say. On the manner we're here to win a championship and, keep hanging banners.
You can tell Poole was really hurting here and the friendship was ruined. Now, in terms of any punishment or disciplinary action by the league, the Warriors handled it internally. Draymond was fined an undisclosed amount by the team and took a brief absence. He missed several practices and 2 preseason games. He also did this interview with TNT, which seemed very questionable from a public standpoint. Regardless, he returned on October 14th against the Nuggets. Just before tip-off, Green dapped up Poole, but it just wasn't the same. Their chemistry only got worse from here. After not receiving a pass from Poole, Draymond basically gave up on the play. The Thunder were
can't do this. If you're I get a leader. That's the thing. We're not gonna nitpick at what a leader did or didn't do, but you can't do this because you didn't get the ball.
not receiving a pass.
You can't do this because you didn't get the ball, and then you gave up on the play. You can't do that.
The Thunder were on a 2-on-1 fast break, even though they couldn't convert. This eventually resulted in a loss to the Thunder. Then, on January 4th, 2023, Draymond Green got tangled up with Isaiah Stewart. As players were being separated, Poole literally didn't even move and just stood there watching the whole altercation occur. Now,
I can't. I mean, I can't really blame him. I mean, should he have did it? Maybe not. Or should he have helped? Probably. But I can't even blame him.
when the playoffs began, things only kept unraveling. In Game 6 against Sacramento, Poole was heading to the bench and this happened.
I remember this.
Curry had to step in and cool Poole down since it was a critical game. He shook Draymond's hand, but then Draymond had some words for Poole. He tried to motivate him, but Poole wasn't hearing.
At the end of the day, nobody's really going to keep it off the court. I do agree to keep certain shit off the court, but nobody really going to understand how you feel. That's why I said I would have had to get my lick back. We would have had to fight. Win, lose, or draw. As long as I know I stood up for myself, I'm cool with the outcome, bro. Because now it's fucking with you internally. Had you had fought him, you feel me? Win, lose, or draw, or win or lose, you know you at least stood on your 10 toes as a man. You just can't get that image out of your head. You ain't gonna fuck with him no more after that. Of course it's gonna mess up the team chemistry. Nobody else is gonna understand it unless if they've been in that situation.
Any of that. Then in Game 7, another incident occurred. Draymond was getting ready to check in, but Poole walked away from the scores table and didn't even shake hands with Draymond as he headed to the bench. The tension carried over into the second round when the Warriors played the Lakers. In Game 3, Poole exploded to the basket but fell on his left wrist. He was on the ground for a while and even yelled, "F***." Draymond tried to help him up, but Poole gave him a serious look. He eventually turned to Moses Moody and he tried to walk it off. However, he was supposed to inbound the ball and Draymond had to remind him. Draymond's reaction says it all and things continue to fall apart. 20 seconds later, Poole tried to make a play but lost control of the ball. He still made an effort to get back on defense and almost got a deflection. Still, he was a bit frustrated, which is when Draymond stepped in again. Not only did Poole ignore Draymond, but
alright, now Poole, like I said, I don't blame Poole for not wanting nothing to do with him. Again, that's why I said you would have had to get your lick back. Because now it's messing with you internally. Had you did that, y'all fought it out, whatever, like men, you know it's not going to end in no gunshots or anybody being deleted off the earth or nothing like that. It's just a fight. Alright, bet. Then, let's play. Now we got that off our chest. Now let's play. Now it's messing with you internally. Poole, at this, how old is Poole when this happened? He's not even 26 when this happened. Is he even 26? How old is Jordan Poole now? When this shit happened, Poole wasn't even 25. Was he even 26, 27? How old was Jordan Poole? I know he was younger than 27 for sure. So you got to understand how he's feeling, what he's thinking. Draymond Stone's trying to take the higher approach. You good? You good? Poole not trying to hear that, bro, because at the end of the day, it's easy for you to do that to me because you're not the one who got hit.
but he sat as far away from him, trying to limit as much interaction as possible. The Warriors ended up losing the series, and Steve Kerr threw shots at Poole during Draymond's podcast.
None of those guys on Miami are sitting there saying, well, I didn't play, or man, they put in so and so. Like, they're just all about winning. Every guy's bought in. Every guy's just trying to win.
Yes, Steve Kerr.
And nobody cares about any of that stuff. You don't go into the locker room, saying, well, I should have played more. You just want to win. And that's the beauty of finding that magic.
You can use
Steve Kerr. I agree with that, but also from what you've made it obvious you don't develop talent, that you have a tough time doing that. So players are gonna feel a way about that, bro. Like, we have to stop this. Like, I get it. Don't sit there and pout. You know what I'm saying? Don't sit there and pout. But that's gonna happen, especially if they feel like you're not making or believe you ain't making adjustments, and you also not doing something. So if Steph Curry goes down, who else comes up? That was Jordan Poole. Y'all got rid of him because of this situation. He played so bad this series. Y'all said, fuck that 18 you averaged last year. Fuck that 17. Even though Poole defense is non-existent. Not a fan of that. But I used to say Austin Reeves was better. I still think Austin Reeves is better than Jordan Poole. I'm being real. Poole, when he's not making shots, I don't even know he's on the court. But when Austin Reeves not making shots, he's still playing. He's doing something. So... And they both put up big numbers playing with two really big players. You can even say Austin Reeves put up better numbers. Clay ain't no AD. So, but, that's just what it is. It's hard to, like, people in Miami probably are getting opportunity. He's saying that just to say it. They're probably getting somewhat opportunity versus players on the Warriors. Shit, you really ain't getting much opportunity. That shit's win now. It ain't about no development over there. And Steve Kerr admitted it.
Toxic, and Poole was asked where things stood between them. He said, quote, I don't have no answer for you. Other than that, we was just on the court and teammates, and we was out there trying to win games. In other words, he didn't mess with Draymond at all, and well, the Warriors made a decision. In order to re-sign Draymond to a new contract, they traded Poole to the Wizards for Chris Paul. A new era in Golden State began, and ultimately, the Warriors prioritized their four-time champion. Now,
and that's where I could honestly see where I see some Warrior fans are actually mad about the decision because they like, bro, y'all keep doing this when that was his fault. Yeah, Poole should have kept it more professional, but bro, we're telling somebody who the incident happened to keep it more professional. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, bro. It's just weird.
Being traded to Washington, Poole was asked one last time about Draymond.
What is your just general perspective on how
nigga went to Washington, grew his hair out, and got a beard and everything? He said, "New team, new me."
With him and them.
Yeah, I mean,
he's on the Bucks now, right?
Washington now, playing with Kuz is a great duo. Being able to really flourish, expand your game.
As expected, Poole was over the Draymond situation and was just excited for a fresh start. Fast forward to 2024 and they played each other for the first time in Washington. Poole played really physical defense and even shoved him a few times. Also, after hitting a three on Draymond, he pointed at him for a couple seconds. Poole was feeling himself and even said, Then, after Curry hit a three to end the first half, Draymond pointed back at him.
No, you don't do that. No. That's not the rules of shit talking. I score on you and I talk shit to you. That's how it go. Your teammate scores on me. You can't talk. He can say something to me, but you can't say shit to me. That's not how shit talking works. No. We're not doing that. No. Look at this.
Played really physical defense and even shoved him a few times.
Every basketball player knows this.
After hitting a three on Draymond, he pointed at him.
I score on you and I point at you because I scored on you. I could do that.
For a couple seconds, Poole was feeling himself and even said, to end the first half, Draymond pointed back at him. Then, after Curry hit a three to end the first half, Draymond pointed.
Your teammate scores on me, you don't get to point at me or talk shit about me. Nah, we ain't doing that. We not gonna change the rules of shit talking. It don't work like that. If I dunk on you and I flex and look at you, and your teammate don't even dunk on him, he just get a tough ass and one on me, and you start talking shit. No. He can talk some shit. You can't. You didn't do shit to me. He did.
Back at him, they were starting to get petty and had this interaction towards the end of the game. It's clear that there was no love lost, and they also went back and forth in their next matchup. It wasn't necessarily on the court, but mostly after the game. Poole was asked about his relationship with Golden State and had an interesting response.
After the game from your former teammates and coaches?
Yeah, I love those guys over there. I love most of those guys over there, and really good
That
group
nigga
of
said I love most of them.
good staff.
Now, right after this interview, Draymond went on Twitter and said, "I really am sorry." This caught everyone off guard as Draymond had never expressed remorse in this situation. He later explained himself on his podcast.
It's been 3 years. Like, let's move on. I really am sorry.
Right.
Like, I shouldn't have knocked him out like that. If anything, I should have hemmed him up.
Clearly, Draymond wasn't taking this situation serious anymore, but a few months later, he admitted that he was wrong.
It took me, still at age 33, 34, 35, I still learn those lessons. It's my teammate, fine. Like, yeah, you got me, we move on. And then when we couldn't, I was like, huh? And for a while, it made me think like, man, this dude nothing like me. Because when those things happen, you just move on. But it taught me so much. Because it taught me, you're right, he may not be like you. He ain't from where you from. The things you went through, the way you had to come up, he may not have came up like that. So for that 5 seconds, I forgot where I was at because I immediately went to what I know. But what you know don't really work here. And everybody say, oh man, but you was 10 years in, you should know better. It's them lessons like that that ultimately make me who I am to this day because, man, I fucked that up.
It's crazy because if this incident never occurred, you could look
Everybody
at
is not the
potential
same.
dynasty right here. Still, we cannot take away this punch, and it's gonna remain as a pivotal point in NBA history. And that pretty much concludes the video. Who do you think was in the wrong here? Do you think the Warriors could have won this year with Jordan Poole on the roster? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. I hope everyone has a great day. Peace out.
They weren't about to get rid of. They weren't gonna get rid of Draymond for what he brings to the team because he weren't gonna get rid of him. So they gotta get rid of the guy who hasn't been here as long, no matter what you did the year before. It's business, bro. Anyways, if y'all like this video, y'all know what to do. Get at me on the next reaction. Bantom signing out. Rest in peace to Kari, X, my grandma, and I'm gone. Peace.